Hope you're back from the break. You're still watching Smart Main's Business, and this is your daily Kickstarter. I didn't mention that after the break we shall be looking deeper into our SMB Insight, and this time around the SMB Insight that we do have today is rotating around why the informal sector is still facing huge challenges when it comes to the payment of taxes. When you look at the latest report, clearly shows that 28% of the businesses that are in the informal sector performed so well last year and contributed greatly to the GDP of the country. And so that means they play a fundamental role within our sector, even though they are unregulated. And of course, this unregulation makes it the reason behind this unregulation is the reason behind why most of them don't pay these taxes. And of course, the taxman has forever been working tooth and nail to ensure that this particular informal sector, or the people in the informal sector, pay these taxes. But first, let's have more of the SMB Insights. We have more discussions coming up.
First and foremost, we the business people downtown, we don't want to pay taxes. That's what those people who take us up think that. But really, for us in downtown, we want to pay taxes. But most of the traders here, people who are working in business, they really don't understand what taxes are. In paying them, let me give you one example. When we go in China, now URA decided jumpers and t-shirts, we are supposed to pay them in kilos. But when I go in China, I buy a t-shirt, I buy them in pieces. I bring the container. When the container reaches in URA, something funny, they tell me that I'm supposed to pay in kg. And yet, when I deal with my supplier in China, I pay them in 2 pieces. Now, those are the challenges we business people, what we face here downtown. When you find yourself here in business, we pay a lot of taxes. Like this shop here, we have to pay trade license and other taxes. But when you move down there, you may find these people called the Batembe, they are down there all over, yet they are not paying taxes. But we as business people, it's not that we don't want to pay taxes. We want to pay taxes because the country cannot move without people do not pay taxes. Now those are the challenges people faces. Because most of the taxes, business people do not understand. The traders here in downtown, they don't understand. They do not understand. That's why I'm trying to, you try all your best, the URA people, to come and teach people the taxes. When you pay taxes, you benefit this. Because you know this side of downtown, maybe they don't want to come this side of downtown. But the good thing is, you have to tell us the traders, or you get a day, or every month. You say that we have to meet all the traders and teach them. But maybe they don't want to come this side of downtown. Really very hard. Because when you tell me that URA and the traders, there's a very big gap there. Because you may find yourself that traders are complaining, we are paying taxes, but when you move in town, all the roads are with holes everywhere, the roads are bad, services are bad. Now I can't tell you there are some good things which URA are doing, like running the country, but there are some other things which are not good. They have to balance things. Me as a person, I know it very well. You know, those people are together. You get the point, By now, there are so many traders who don't know. They think that KCCA is independent. URA is independent. Now, those are the things URA has to come down and teach people. That these people, they are together, they are working as a team to collect the taxes. My final appeal is to those people who collect the taxes, the URA people. We as traders, we don't want to, they think that we don't want to pay taxes. We want to pay taxes. But the only thing I'm asking them to come downtown, to teach people about taxes. Because so many people, they don't know, but they think they don't, but they don't know. Now that's the only thing I want to tell the URA, to come this side and try and teach people the taxes. When you pay taxes, these are the benefits you get.
There are some zone taxes that are misunderstood by our taxpayers. First of all, our taxpayers cannot differentiate between the different so many taxes. We have VAT, we have income tax, we have import duty, we have infrastructure levy, we have excise duty, stamp duty. There are so many. But it all depends on how we know the taxes. So, given the background that our taxpayers are ignorant about taxes, so it falls in URA to come and skill them. Or another way, it can be what we can do, or URA can do, is to empower tax agents, train more tax agents, just like they did for clearing agents. Clearing agents are trained. They have enough skills. So I just urge the URA to look into that perspective in order to widen on actually what they should do. The more they train the tax agents, when they are many, like downtown here, there are very few. I don't think we have more than 20 trained tax agents. Tax agents can back up URA services. So what I think, by empowering more tax agents, training them, skilling them, they will be adding on their manpower, such that in absence of URA, tax agents can play that part. They can teach taxpayers. Another thing I think what URA can do, they should come closer to our traders downtown. Instead of inviting taxpayers to come to hotels, they should come face to face. They should come in our shops. They should come to nearby hotels. Then they train hands-on, especially filing returns. This and that is a thing to do. Even as tax agents, just a few of us can file those VAT returns. Just a few. Even accountants, not all of them know how to file VAT returns because there are tax implications. When you file a return wrongly, you are bound to be penalized. There are tax laws that you should follow, which tax laws they are not common to our common people. So, in that perspective, you are actually come down to taxpayers instead of making launches in Hotel Africana. They should come to our respective arcades. They teach from there.
So if this ignorance continues, what is the plan now regarding the segment of URA?
Automatically, URA won't get its target. Just because most of our taxpayers are not complying. People are getting assessments. Just recently, I got somebody who has been denied chance to get money from his account just because of 30 million. So this friend of mine decided to ignore the back account. So you see such a scenario. Somebody is losing his capital just because of ignorance. So now what we should do, I think we should bridge that gap, the ignorance gap. URA should come to our respective arcades, train at one arcade from one arcade to another. In that perspective, there will be people will be encouraged. The taxes are not a problem, but as for now, we are seeing taxes as problems for our businesses. I do think for every 10 people you see, 9 are paying of taxes. But their businesses are deteriorating just because of taxes. They are not working. They are losing customers day by day just because of the high taxes. Because they charge them at importation, then at point of sale as well. So in that perspective, our traders are looking at taxes as a hindrance to their business.
Now the question is, will the informal businesses comply with these taxes? Because relatively, by the look of things, you get to see that most of them don't make as much money. If you're to look at the turnover, the sales turnover of most of these businesses, you may realize it's very less the amount of money. That is why most of them never register their businesses, because they even have less hope that these businesses may survive for a year. So someone just starts up a business to earn some money. For example, our local Lucas or our local shops in there. That is more like our local retail shops that is in the suburbs or in the villages. So most of them don't even have stock that hits like 2 million Ugandan shillings. The stock may be around 1 million Ugandan shillings if you're to look throughout, and if you're to at least come out and try to audit the entire business. But of course, Uganda Revenue Authority, through its tax mobilization, has been able to try as much and see that these businesses start rendering tax, because it is mandatory for a business to pay tax. You have to remit taxes to the taxman, you have to remit taxes to the Uganda Revenue Authority. However, because when you look at the performance of the informal sector or the informal businesses, not all of them are trying, by the way. I may say that most of them have low sales turnover, but there are some who are actually having some good money. And your take on that, because are there any solutions that we can have? Because URA is looking for
raising money,
for avenues of raising money from these people. Because from the formal sector, businesses have to remit. They're remitting taxes.
They're paying taxes. Yeah.
And then the issue here now goes to the informal sector.
Oh well, okay. This will be my take regarding this. I know the informal sector might give quite lots of reasons why they are not paying the taxes, why they are really finding it difficult, vis-a-vis the goal, the vision of VRA to start collecting money from them. But then, majority of these people, I believe, in my own opinion, is that some of them, if about 60%, they really make money, because most of their businesses are more of cash-based transactions, and as such, it's not easily tracked. It's feasible to do that. There's no way you're going to and there are no like evidences of payment, like receipts or something. So in that regard, it's not going to be easy to track them. So they're going to accumulate money. But the challenge comes in here is that there is lack of trust towards the URA, because, the ultimate question is that if I say that I'm going to give my money to these people, yet there is nothing to show of the previous taxes that they collected, what has been the impact, because every time taxes seem to be going high. Joram, it is okay for taxes to be high in a country if that hiking of the taxes, you're going to collect the revenue, invest it back in the economy, because once the economy, you invest back that money in the economy and it's operating efficiently, you reduce them. But there was a time when, but it's like every year taxes are rising high. So there is no way an informal sector person is going to be honest with you. Like when it comes to how much they earn and they're going to. So in that way, it's going to be quite very, very challenging. I know they come up, they do all these conferences talking about all these taxations, but the truth is that these people are really squeezed hard year after year, and it's always been the same, and every year it seems to be getting worse. To me, I'll feel like, why should I give you my taxes again?
I love your take on the fact that you've mentioned that it's a one-off kind of business. Someone pays money, so it is very rare for them to record.
Exactly.
I rarely see, for example, people in the markets recording information. It's only a few. Of course, for the business women who have been in the market for long, because they want to keep records, they will record the amount of, for example, if it's the vegetables they started with, that is to track and see how many, how much of the sales they've made.
Exactly.
But most of the times when you look at the people in the informal sector, they mind a lot about the profits. I've put in, for example, 20,000 to purchase these goods. Then after the entire sale is done, they get back and realize that maybe they've made 80,000.
Yeah.
So on record, they have less records of how much they've made.
Very
and it becomes difficult. But of course, the Uganda Revenue Authority has been working hand in hand with those in the formal sector, especially the manufacturers and those who actually supply goods to the informal sector. To ensure that at least in one way or the other, the tax mobilization also shoots direct to those people in the informal sector. Speaking of which, manufacturers have been asking government to apparently use the digital tracking solution, the digital stamps, to at least collect revenue from the informal businesses, because at least with the digital tax stamps, it will be easier. For example, if someone actually buys a product and this particular product, for example, the beverages that were sidelined to have digital tax stamps, it's very easy to track how much this particular person has sold off, because you will know if they bought 2 dozens of a specific product, these particular dozens are 24, then that means if you find out how much they bought, you can easily tax them. We're joined by Pedison Mumbere this morning, of course, to at least as well review what his take has been on the previous trends in business and what to look out for in this coming week, but also on the same issue to do with the Uganda Revenue Authority taxing the informal sector. Many thanks for joining us.
You're welcome, Sonko.
Yes.
But now my question is one. Why would they tax the informal sector at the moment? I am thinking they should first think of formalizing the informal sector.
Okay.
How are you going to track them when you're not when they are not formal?
When they are not formal.
So you have to first formalize them.
Okay.
There's what we call sensitization.
Yes.
Teach those people business registration, books of accounts and whatever. Teach them and please make sure you have these people in the tax book, those people who are paying tax. Make sure you have them on the list.
Okay.
You get that's when you can track them. But if you say you're going to tax people who are informal,
that you really
my
interact
mother
with.
who is there, you're not even aware of her, she's making money there. Then how? That's the biggest challenge.
I have a question. Do you really think those people are not aware? I mean, there have been quite lots of business, so-called conferences teaching people this, do this to your business, formalize. Everyone, they know what to do. The only challenge comes in the lack of trust towards the tax authorities.
You see, everybody's running away from paying tax. I mean, the majority of people run away.
Those in the
They always
formal
dodge.
sector. Yes.
I am telling you, there are even people who have big businesses here. They're even formal. But there are some taxes that people would want to dodge. They always dodge.
Why do you think people dodge taxes?
Sometimes you have to be patriotic. Sometimes people have their own reasons. But where is our money going though?
When we pay.
Away from even
the
that.
high levels of corruption here are making people running away from paying tax. If I hear that a certain minister has taken 200 mabat that is meant for people from Karamoji, how am I going to be sure of my money, of my tax in the hands of such people?
Okay.
You
Trust, yes.
Trust. So that's the problem. That's also another problem. Somebody is calling me and I'm on air. Now, I am saying this is the things now we should look at. Let us first formalize. Let's first formalize these people.
Okay.
Formalize them. Then after, it will be very easy to be tracked and we get that money from them. That's socio-economic transformation.
Yeah, and of course, when he does mention about the issue to do with formalizing these particular businesses, you also get to realize that, of course, people do know they have to pay taxes, but how many are aware of specific taxes to pay? Because there are taxes that are indirect and there are taxes that are direct. However, you get to realize that sometimes the indirect taxes are not known by many people. And when you realize the indirect taxes, if people woke up one day and realized or got to know of the indirect taxes that they pay, Because by the look of things, every other person pays an indirect tax in one way or the other. And if we woke up one day and realized how much of the indirect taxes we pay, then that would as well be an issue. As we talk about formalizing, I also believe we have to make sure that people get to know of these taxes and have more details regarding this issue. Peterson, besides the issue to do with taxes and the informal sector, what else has been trending from your side of view in regards to business?
It's also related to URA thing.
Okay.
Last week, URA met its suppliers. Who are supplied to them. Let's say you are a Uganda Revenue Authority wants internet services,
And then
there will be a certain company that will supply them with the internet services.
Okay.
You get it? Let's say URA wants to build a building somewhere, a certain office, so there are people who will supply them with buildings. You get it? So they were meeting the suppliers and see how they can enhance integrity and iron out some of the shortcomings within and they were saying there are some taxes that they are meant to pay even when they are not supposed to pay them.
Sure.
You get it? So this is what happened over the weekend, and that we did it. But now today I am going to look at something different from that. You see, I'm looking at an employee welfare as a game changer to employee performance.
I think that's
You
an
get it?
icebreaker.
Okay.
Now, on several occasions we've had employers employing people, but the employees are not comfortable with the welfare, and that has affected the output of very many companies. You get it? So that's what I want to look at today. How can we enhance this? How can we have the employees' welfare enhanced and have the best productivity product? You get it? So that's what I am going to work on today. And Urebra, all you know Urebra here, is going to start coming for employers who are not remitting the NSSF.
Sure.
That is going to happen. But also, if you look at the employers' issue, they also have their own issues why they are not remitting NSSF to the employees. Reason is one, this is a company that has just started. You get it? It has not yet started making money. You see, the return on investment is still
Low.
down. Still low. So how do you expect such a company to start there and then remitting NSSF to its employees?
But don't you think
it is also so we have to balance and see really what is this NSSF for? When should a certain company start remitting? I think these are the things we should look at.
the period of, like if I start my company today,
Yes.
what is that period of time whereby I'm expected? Because you cannot tell me you've been running for 10 years and you can't remit NSSF.
There are some businesses that you can run for more than 10 years and you're not doing profits.
But which are rare.
But they are there.
In Uganda, they are there.
And
but-
there are also employers who are also stubborn somehow, somewhere. You get it? So these are the things that I'm going to look at. I'll find somebody from NSSF and some experts to explain this. By the way, some businesses have not gone very well or have not thrived just because of the issue of employees.
Okay.
You get? And when an employee is not happy, don't expect anything better than that. So that's the story I am working on today. Of course, you have to balance both sides, right?
Okay.
Yes, you cannot say you have just started your business, you're not even 1 month, you're not even 1 year, then Urebra comes for you, NSSF comes for you and start remitting. No.
Okay.
Also, there's some issues to look at there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and more details to proceed will be coming in the bulletin tonight. This business today with Peterson giving you a more detailed report regarding that same issue. After the break, we have more discussions coming up with Berija Andrew. Stick around. Good morning.